Yo, what up everyone? Amir Rahim here, owner of Rappin' and Snackin', getting into another weekly playlist video where I basically just showcase what I've been listening to this past week. And make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click an ad, it helps me out, it doesn't cost you a thing. And Instagram and TikTok at Rappin' and Snackin'. So first pick, I've been bumping a lot of this album lately, Black on Both Sides by Mos Def. And really, it's interesting because picking songs for like videos like this, it's hard because I usually try and listen to albums in full, front to back and stuff like that. So really there should be a lot of songs just from this album, this video, but to just trim it down to one that I've bumped maybe a time or a couple more times than the other tracks on this album would be Miss Fat Booty, one of the singles to the album. Really good song by Mos Def, and actually one of the first songs that I had heard from Mos Def. I know that he's had songs prior to this one, but just for me on a personal level, one of the first ones that I'd heard. And just this beat is a very unique beat by Ayatollah, and I think that the instrumental is just really great. And just to think about it from a perspective of a rapper trying to rap on a beat like this, I feel like there's quite a few approaches because it is just a very unique vocal sample and the way that it's just constructed. I think that not anyone can just rap over this beat, so that's why I think Mos Def does an excellent job. The concept is dope. Obviously, he does well on it. Mos Def is just such a dope artist and rapper just altogether, so I like that. And it's just a very infectious song for someone who may not listen to hip-hop or something like that. I feel like this is a song that a lot of people can listen to that aren't just hip-hop heads. Definitely has that appeal. It's a banger, and been bumping this one a lot. So, boom. Next up, what do we have here? So, I was just listening on Shuffle one day, and then a track by UGK popped up, and that was Quit Hating the South from their Underground Kings album. I have two pressings here, and they're both different. This is, a 2-disc, and this is a 3-disc, if I recall. Or is this a 2-disc also? Let's just open it up. One, and that one just slipped out, but I caught it. So 3 discs here. So 3 discs here. And then 2 discs here, yeah. So this is the Best Buy version. So if you're on Discogs, go on Discogs. If you haven't seen the 3-disc version, just look for the Best Buy version as 3 discs. I don't want to get into all the track differences. That's not the purpose of this video. But the track that I have been playing from this album is Quit Hating the South. And this one just popped up on my shuffle. And I think just the name itself, I think is true and interesting. Because there's just so many people who hate on the South, who don't really give artists from the South nods. Usually when it comes to the South, I usually only hear people talk about maybe the likes of Outkast, or not even Outkast. They won't talk about Big Boy, they'll talk about Andre 3000 or Outkast as a whole, but they won't even talk about Big Boy. So the South doesn't really get brought up a whole lot in a lot of discussions. Even sometimes I'll notice when I post things, the Southern artists get a little less likes than the others, right? So I think just the whole premise of the song in nature is already dope and accurate. And then you get UGK rapping on it, and then they feature Willie D, who's from the Ghetto Boys and has his own solo material as well. And we also have Charlie Wilson on the feature as well. Pimp C's producing the track, and I just think it's very true, and I like the song too, because even Willie D has a line in it where he says a lot of, I don't remember the line verbatim, but he says something like, a lot of artists from the South aren't good, but he says a lot of y'all garbage too, people from the East, from the West, from the Midwest, from anywhere, y'all suck too, but the South is amazing. The South, just like Andre 3000 said, has something to say back in the mid-90s. So I think that this song is something that a lot of people, especially particularly from the southern states and cities, have been thinking about. And, Pimp and Bun from UGK, they've given a lot of people props from the West or the East or whatever. They've done that over their career. They feature them on songs. So, You know, it's like just give the South their props, give them their flowers. And the song is dope too. I enjoy it. So it's one that I've been bumping a lot. It popped on my shuffle, and I just decided to roll with it a few more times. So boom, boom. Now next up, we're getting into Jayo Felony. This, I've just been bumping this album, man. And this one I was bumping, I think someone requested on TikTok, so I went and ahead and I played Shermstick off the album, but Shermstick is not my pick that I've been bumping a lot. Shermstick is a great song. Pick that I've been bumping a lot this week is my favorite song from the album, and that would be The Loc Is On His Own. This is from the Take a Ride album. Really, really, really good. If you have not heard it, Jayo Felony repping San Diego. He is incredible. His flow is so good, man. Just listen to this album, you'll be like, damn, how have I not heard of this album? But track 1 is Lockdown. It goes to track 2, which is The Loc Is On His Own. The reason why I mentioned the track Lockdown is because I really enjoy how albums and artists will purposely sequence things in a certain way. So Lockdown is basically, you know, the album starts off and you hear a phone call, and it's from it's a collect call from prison, and Jayo's calling his family, and then he asks to talk to his mom, and then his mom is saying, like, oh, you're in jail again, you know, and she hangs up because basically she's tired of giving him second chances. And then once it hangs up, it goes right into the track, The Loc Is On His Own, which, as you can imagine, he's a loc, he's on his own, he has to find his way out of this, he's in his own mess, prison, blah, 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 whatever, and he's detailing some things in the song. This is all over a great beat. You got some synth in there, you got some G-Funk. I think Jam Master Jay produced this, as well as, I'm forgetting the name of the other producer, but Jam Master Jay is one of the producers, and there's another producer on it. I'm forgetting the name. But anyways, really, really, really dope beat. If you want to see what Jayo Felony is all about, I highly advise you to check out this song. And then if you like that, then keep listening, because you're going to like the rest of it. If you don't like that, then, I mean, that's pretty much one of his best songs for sure. So if you don't like that, then I don't really have anything to say to you. But The Loc Is On His Own is so good. It's clever. I mean, the way he talks about the subject is great. I think Jayo Felony is underrated. This album is so good. I honestly might have another pick from this in my next video too, because I feel like I'm going to be bumping it into next week. Next up, we have the album Mr. Ice Cream Man by Master P. This is another thing that people were requesting so much on TikTok, so I just went ahead and I had done a video on it real quick. And this is the original pressing right here. This has Bout It, or so my pick is Bout It 2. So not Bout It 1, because that's not on this album. This is Bout It 2. This features not only Master P, but it also has Mia X, who's a really, really dope feature on here. And Mia X, honestly, to be honest with you, Mia X usually beats out her competition on tracks that she's on. She's really, really, really dope. I think she's a better rapper than Master P. But, you know, Master P does well on this track. This beat is what gets you hooked. Shout out to KLC on this beat. He does an excellent job. It's, like I said, infectious, super catchy. This is a track that if people have heard negative things on Master P or don't like him or whatever, go ahead and bump this. I'm sure they'll have their head nodding at least a little bit. Even if they're being a silent hater, they'll be bumping their head to this one. Mia X does well. And actually listening to this track again, I didn't really catch it at first, but you hear, like, in her so she has her upfront vocals, and she has the back end vocals, which she's just talking in the back, and she's saying a bunch of stuff. I forget what she's saying. She's saying, like, cities, or she's saying no limit, or she's saying something in the back. But if you, like, pay attention to it, you kind of get distracted by what the hell she's saying in the back. But anyways, this song is so good. Master P is just shouting out, like, oh, these people are bad about it, these cities are bad about it, and it's so catchy. It's an anthem. It's a big banger. And definitely one of my favorite songs from Master P in general. Maybe my favorite song from this album. If not from this album, you know, it's in the top 3 from this album for sure. And yeah, man, big time banger. About it too. Next up, last track, probably my most played track of the week. We're going back to 88, and this is Life Is Too Short, that album. I do have 3 different pressings here. They are all different. One of them is a different track list. It's the clean version, which is this one in the middle, and then, which you can't really tell just by looking at this. But and then there's the other 2. One of them has the Playboy Bunny on the back, which is I think it was before Jive, if I recall. before the Jive reissue. Yeah, it's before Jive was on it. But there's a few different pressings. Hit me up if you want to know more about them. But anyways, I picked the song Cuss Words from this album. Now, Cuss Words might be my favorite song from the album. I'm not entirely sure. It's for sure top 2. It's either Life Is Too Short or Cuss Words. And then we also have like Don't Fight the Feeling, which is up there. But Cuss Words, I think Too Short is so good. I mean, the beat is so great. I remember when I was working with Crazy Bone back in the day on the radio show, he told me that this is one of the songs that back in the classrooms they were banging on the desk, and everyone was imitating this beat and freestyling to it, and I can totally believe it. This beat is infectious. Too Short's rapping for nearly 8 minutes. He's cussing a lot on the song. He's talking about how Ronald Reagan asked him for answers, and Too Short's basically saying, like, what are you doing in the White House when you're not selling cocaine? I think that's just hilarious. And then he also says that Nancy Reagan licked him like corn on the cob, so he's saying to Ronald Reagan, I don't even know if Ronald Reagan heard the damn song, but who cares? It's hilarious nonetheless. He's basically saying that Nancy Reagan gave him some bomb top, and I think that's just hilarious because Too Short is just talking smack, and he's just so funny. The song, he's cussing a lot. Too Short is one of the best rappers ever, man. Cuss Words is so funny, so essential to his catalog. Been bumping that one a lot. And, yeah, man, I mean, if you haven't heard that, man, let me know what you think about that song for real. But anyways, those are my most played songs of the week. Hit me up on Instagram and TikTok at Rappin' and Snackin'. Like the video, subscribe, click an ad, do all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all as always. Drop a suggestion if you want, and let me know your favorite song from this video. I appreciate y'all as always. Talk to y'all next time. Peace.